Welcome to Veg to Table. I'm your host. No, let's not say that because that's weird. Welcome to my channel. So finally we get to see who I am in person because I have a different setup. How wonderful for me. So today we're going to go ahead and make Irish soda bread. But in Irish soda bread, there's things like buttermilk and butter, but of course we're going to substitute those. So I'm going to show you how to do all this, and we're going to hope and pray that it works. So I am following a recipe, but we're going to change some things about it. So I'm going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees now. Let's see if that works. And then what you need is 2 pans. This recipe that I have makes 2 loaves. So we're going to go ahead and grease 2 pans pretty good and set them off to the side. Stay. Okay. So for this recipe, I have made this before and it's really good, but we're going to try and of course make it vegan. So now we have to figure out how to do that. So let's start with the buttermilk. So because we don't have buttermilk and we're not trying to use any dairy in our, we're not using buttermilk with a plant-based milk that I have here. I'm using this today. This is unsweetened. I always buy unsweetened. And then we're going to go ahead and use apple cider vinegar. And what that's going to do is going to help separate it, just as if it were buttermilk. So I need to grab this. Oh, so sorry. The recipe calls for 2½ cups. And we're going to go ahead and for every cup of buttermilk that we need 1 tablespoon of vinegar. So you can use apple cider vinegar, which is what I have on hand, or you can use regular vinegar as well. So we're just going to go ahead and take 1 tablespoon, and this is 2½ cups, so I'm hoping that my math is going to be good. Let's do 2 and a half. I'll just half seize that one. Okay. So let's do it. Let's see what happens from there. Now this recipe also calls for egg, which we do not have as well because we're not using egg. So I'm going to be using this from Bob's Red Mill, and this is an egg replacer. So I'm hoping that this will work, and it will taste just amazing. Okay, and then beforehand, what you also want to do when you preheat your oven, I should have told you this before, is if you have raisins, it calls for you to actually soak these for about 15 to 20 minutes. So I went ahead and did that first before I ended up getting all of my ingredients up. So we'll let them soak as we're going along here. Now let me just... Hey, Heather. Okay, I'm going to use some flour. I'm just going to use this regular flour. I'm not going fancy with any other flour today. This is white whole wheat flour though. It's from King Arthur, so we're going to try this. Helps when you actually find what you're looking for. So, recipe calls for 5 cups. Remember, this is for 2 loaves. So, this is 1 cup. Doing with my life. Old people, I'm going to do the baking powder, salt, baking soda. What about the sugar? 2. 2. Boom, boom. 2 teaspoons. Put you on now. 1½. 1½. And I can link this below. You can go ahead and just give this to you guys in the description box. And 1 baking soda. I feel a little like Julia Childs and stuff up in here now. 1. Okay. That was 2 cups of flour, right? Sugar. And 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Sugar. Okay. Let's go ahead and just mix this together. Maybe like a nice big bowl for this. Just because. So then what we're going to do is we're going to cut these into small pieces, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to mix it in so that it's like little peas in here, and that's the texture that you're going for in order before you add any of your wet ingredients. But first we're going to go ahead and get this started so that it sits. Our little egg. We're going to use, so this package is telling us for 1 egg, we're going to go ahead and use 1 tablespoon of this egg replacer, and then we're going to mix it with 2 tablespoons of water. Mix well and then let it sit for a minute to thicken. So, easy peasy. Right, people? Let's put it in here. Sure, why not? Okay, this is earth melons. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just cut this up in little pieces. And I've already taken off my rings, so that I don't have to worry about that. And we are using 1 regular stick of butter, but these come in halves. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this up like so. Come on, butter, what are you doing with my life? Just something like that. Okay, throw it in. Throw it in. It's all good. Shut up, stove. Okay, butter in. So now what we're going to do is just we're going to go ahead and just kind of take these little pieces and we're going to mush them into the flour. And this is all done by hand, so get yourself ready. Keep mixing, keep on mixing, keep on mixing. Just keep on mixing, keep on mixing. This is going to be fantastic. I think this is going to work. I do. This is just a lot of flour. It's a lot of flour. I think it's pretty good and incorporated. Ooey gooey parts, ooey gooey parts. Okay, so now after we got our butter incorporated into, you want just grainy again so that the butter is mixed in little pieces. And then we're going to go ahead and check on our buttermilk, and then we're going to add our egg, and then it's going to get really ooey and gooey, and then we're going to put in the raisins, and then we're going to pop it in 2 pans. So, okay, all right, let's see. This looks like it's not. It's not worked as much as I wanted it to. Maybe it needs more. I think it needs more. Alright. I think it needs more. More acid. Let's try it. I could have had the measurements totally wrong. Let's do another 2.5. Okay, wow, our egg has been sitting for more than a minute. Because our egg's been sitting for more than a minute. Okay. I feel like that's going to be too much vinegar now. It's vinegary. It's vinegary. Although it looks like it's separating like it should now. I don't know if you can even tell. This is gonna need a couple more minutes to sit. Okay, well. Go ahead and just add this into our mixture. I already have my egg in here. So let's go ahead and add this buttermilk mixture in. And this is supposed to be somewhat of a dry mixture. It'll be ooey and gooey. Oh yeah, this isn't too bad. It's like a batter. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. This is looking fantastic. I don't know what anybody's talking about. It's gonna be good. Oh yeah. Check it out. Boom. Look at that. It's looking all sexy. Hey, Irish soda bread. You looking so good to me. I have been known to add extra raisins because I think they're very tasty. Now, traditional Irish soda bread, of course, has the buttermilk and butter and egg. And since we're not doing that, it is also traditional to add caraway seed. I'm not doing that today. You can go ahead and add caraway in this as well. My family tends to not care for it other than really myself. So I'm just not going to add it today. And I really didn't want to have 2 loaves here with caraway in them. Even though if you really, really wanted to, you could take this and divide it in half and add caraway. But we're not going to do that. Okay. Look at how sexy that looks. Oh my God, that looks amazing. All right, that's exactly what we're looking for. A very wet, sticky dough with a bunch of raisins. Or cake pans. I mean, cake pans. Whatever you have, guys. Whatever you have. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, soda bread. Gooey and sticky and mushy. I still think this is gonna work. Oh yeah. Just gonna spread this out. Okay. She's going in.